Hey, how you doing? Today we are trying out, oops, that's that wire that connection that doesn't work so well. Today we're trying out the Magewell, and there's some things I'm scratching my head about, and then there's some amazing capabilities that it has. One is to be able to edit and crop a shot. One of the things that's making me crazy is I tried some of the built-in apps, or some of the apps that I've got that send an HDMI clean feed out, and it doesn't like it. It doesn't want to recognize it. So I'm actually using the built-in camera app on this phone. The source it's facing me is a phone, and it recognizes that, but it's not a clean feed out. So I went into the editor just now, and it's so easy to do, and cropped out all the external graphics, the record button and everything, and resized it. And then one of the things that's always been making me crazy is the phone likes to send out mirrored mode. So like if you have lettering, you can see it. You just ran a red light. Nice. You're gonna watch out for that all night long. People at night do not like to obey traffic rules. But like if you have lettering, you'll see that it's reversed and that you're in the wrong position. Like whenever you look at my videos, sometimes I look like I'm sitting in the passenger seat when actually I'm driving. So this thing has the ability to flip the video in the editor. So I was like, okay, that's really cool. So some of the other stuff I got to figure out. Hopefully it's not a matter of like they're being stingy and they want you to buy plugins for it, which is always a possibility. But it's a nice little box, and it's small. It's got built-in encoders, so once I figure out how to do it, I can send this stuff out to YouTube Live or Facebook Live or wherever I want. And yeah, so stuff is just getting interesting. Now I got to figure out how to take this recording and send it to my phone, because it's not recognizing the card that I have, that I use on this camera. So I have to figure out which SD card it will use. It's got built-in memory too, so you can record stuff internally. And it takes 2 external batteries. Unfortunately, it does not have an internal battery, which no wish. But there's only so much you can do in a tiny little box. So we'll see what it looks like. We are live. My favorite college campus, KU. I think this is a very beautiful campus. That's Fraser Hall, and this is where the Palestinian protests were taking place. Because of commencement, the school is forced them out at 10, but I guess they can come back, but they just can't stay after 10 o'clock at night. Here is looking the other way on campus. It's a beautiful place to be early in the morning. I'm seeing lots of people running and walking their dogs. I'd probably do it every day if I lived close by. And the Magewell works well, despite some of the issues that I have. I found out that the USB port acts as a video out, and it works great. I'm so happy. Check out the sunrise from here on Mount Oread. Beautiful. Such a beautiful morning to be in Lawrence, Kansas. Let's see if we can do the grand tour. Like I say, I think this is one of the prettiest campuses around. if I can base that off of any real fact. I haven't been to them all, but this one is quite pretty. And especially in the springtime. Students are getting ready to graduate. What I think this Sunday, and they have a tradition here where they walk down the hill, and I think they have it at the stadium. This year they have the stadium is under reconstruction, so that's the football stadium. Lots of people walking around early in the morning getting exercise, walking their dogs. I wish we had our dogs with us right now. That looks like an old dog. I like seeing old dogs because, dogs live such short lives. For all the joy they give us, it's so painful when they go. And they go too quickly. It seems like you have a little puppy, and the next thing you know, you're saying goodbye. Let's see if we can go back through and go around. I mean, look at the landscaping here. That's a big part of it. The beauty of this campus. I can see. Hello. Thanks, you too. Thought she was stopping me, telling me I could go back through. I don't know what the rules are as far as park traffic here. She's being very friendly. Both our dogs are old, and one of them is in not great health. He's got diabetes, and diabetes for dogs is terrible. You have to give them 2 insulin shots a day. That's, I don't know if you can imagine that. Seems excessive. So I get sad when I come to a place like this and I'm thinking about my dog, because I'm making an effort to try and walk him as much every day, or let him play in a dog park, whatever. Get the most out of the time he has left, because he doesn't have much time left. Both of them, because, give them as much enrichment as we can, and it's good for me too, to get the exercise. I used to live in Lawrence back in, 2007? When I worked at Sunflower Cable. And oddly enough, I missed the place, even though it was kind of, it turned into a weird situation. That's why I had to leave. This bus is blocking. No, it's not. Just from this angle, it looks like it's blocking. There's the Kansas Student Union. Alright, what street do I need to go down? Why don't we try 14th? In a second, you'll see why they call this Mount Oread. And I want to try it is very tall, very steep. Look at the views. You can't really see because the sun is glaring, but this part where a lot of houses have been converted over into apartments is nicknamed the student ghetto. There's a lot of substandard apartments take full advantage of the student need for housing, and quite a few of them are overpriced and crummy. But a lot of students use them as their party pads anyway, so I'm sure part of the crumminess is the fact that you don't want to put too much money into them or you'll end up losing money. And the overpriced part is because of the market. I lived off of 19th in Tennessee, and it was a house that was owned by sort of a California hippie dude, sort of. And he lived in a house, and then he rented out the rooms. Each room was kind of sealed off, locked door. You had to share the bathroom and everything. And it was okay. And I don't know, that sort of, I'm here. I'm not paying attention. Sort of added to the tension of the time, but also I was constantly fighting depression back then and had to learn how to manage it, and anger issues and all this other stuff. Kind of took things out on the people around me, which wasn't good. Blamed a lot of people for my issues. I wish that phone would not do that. This is a place to be, downtown Lawrence. I used to hang out almost constantly back then when I lived here, the replay, and even after I left the job at Sunflower, I left and went to Decatur, Illinois, and then after Decatur, Illinois, I got a job at Fox 4 in Kansas City. I came back this way, and I spent all my days off here in Lawrence, mostly sitting at that bar. And it's funny because I do not drink. I would sit and have Cokes all night, quite often for free, because the bartenders would just be like, hey, don't worry about it. Became a big barfly, but not the kind that partook in the libations other than sodas, although sodas aren't much better than the alcohol. Sunflower, the bike shop, has now a coffee shop, and I think they even serve food, but it's kind of pushed everything else. All the camping stuff has become sort of secondary. I'm looking for, it seems to me, and the whole second floor is like a coffee shop, but it's not open. I'm wondering if this other place that I'm looking for is open. It's called the Bluebird. some change in the meter if I have it. Alright. This is such a beautiful town. There is, right over there, the Eldridge Hotel, which is on the site of the Free State Hotel, which was burned down twice, and the second time was 1863, which the anniversary of that is coming up, and I hope we do something on that. William Quantrill and his Raiders getting revenge for something bad that happened in Kansas City. Let's see if this place is open. Oh, it looks it. Somebody's coming out. Lady Bird Diner. Breakfast. We are sassified. Well, let me tell you, that was delicious. But it's time to get out of town and head first to turn my TV in and then to go home. There's the Eldridge again, as I mentioned. Was on the side of the Free State, which was burned twice, once in 1854 and then second time in 1863 by William Quantrill. The pro-slave people really hated that Free State fortress, and that stuff is still going on today. Site of Sunflower, where I used to work. I don't know what it is now. It says Midco. Some technology-based thing. They decided to stop doing the local news on cable, which is a shame because I thought that the news here was very well produced and well done. But they decided to stop doing that and just concentrate on sports, which, you know, to me it's a lot like sports bars. There's no need for them, and there's too many as it is. It used to be Henry's was right there. I don't know what that place is now. It's apparently it's I think it's the same ownership. It's just that they decided the bar business is more lucrative, but don't quote me on that. And I can tell by the rainbow flags that it's sympathetic rubbing the paint off my bumper. In too much of a hurry. I'm getting to dislike those road rage machines. They really are Hitler mobiles. It's an interesting little camper on the back of that taco truck. Huh. Interesting. Only enough room to have a bed in it, that's about it. Probably costs an interesting price. And the Masonic Temple is for sale. So proud of our red lights in the Midwest. People need to go to Atlanta traffic managers and ask them how they do their lights, because they apparently have got a solution. Instead of making people wait at lights, or the ridiculous idea that we're going to put these stoplight cameras on lights and give people tickets for going about a quarter of a second into the red. That's a Ferguson, Missouri type idea, if you ask me. Nobody's asking me, so. Alrighty then. The tired of the week has caught up with me. I've been tired all week. I've been really run down. There's something wrong with my hip. It's sore. Again, I'm wishing I had the doggies with me, but then I probably overwork them too much, overwalk them too much. Again, tired. This little area here is interesting. It's a Mass Street Music has been there forever. Although when I first came to Lawrence, they were in town, downtown, and they just moved there. All right, pick a lane. Tiredness. Dillon's on 23rd Street is closing down. They're building a new one. It's closer to the campus. That'd be nice because, college kids. I wonder if that coffee place makes coffee like a beer is still there. I don't know. I'm not into that. If I want to drink a beer, I'll have a beer. I don't want my coffee to taste like beer. And I don't like beer. Don't like the taste. Sacrilege. But you know what? If you don't drink beer, somebody gives you a beer, you're like, why do people like this? It's an acquired taste. it takes me forever to drink it. By the time I get to the bottom, it's nasty, warm, and mostly it's because it's like carbonated, bitter. Ugh. Don't like beer. I like some of the craft beers, some of the sweet versions, and I actually kind of like dark beer. I don't like American Pilsner. Ugh. Well, anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up and continue on home. So.